Biafra struggle, a historical overview. The Biafra conflict, which lasted from 1967 to 1970, was a complex and tragic chapter in African history. This section provides a high-level introduction to the key events and struggles of the Biafra people's fight for independence from Nigeria. The Biafra government in exile. Structure and objectives. After the fall of Biafra, the government in exile was established to continue the fight for self-determination. This section explores the organizational structure, leadership, and core objectives of the Biafra government operating outside of Nigerian control. Organizational structure. The Biafra government in exile was led by key figures from the original Biafran administration, including military commanders and political leaders. Primary objectives. The main goals were to garner international support, secure resources and funding, and strategize a path towards the eventual restoration of an independent Biafra state. Challenges. Operating in exile, the government faced significant logistical and resource constraints in carrying out its mission to liberate Biafra. Diplomatic efforts. Engaging the international community. The Biafra government understood the importance of gaining global recognition and support. This section details their diplomatic outreach to foreign nations, international organizations, and the media to raise awareness and garner assistance for the Biafran cause. 1. Lobbying campaigns. The government in exile launched aggressive lobbying efforts to win over key decision-makers and influential figures in the international community. 2. Media engagement. Biafran leaders actively engaged with global media outlets to share their narrative and mobilize public opinion in their favor. 3. Seeking recognition. Primary objective was to secure formal diplomatic recognition of Biafra as an independent state from other nations and international bodies. Economic strategies. Securing resources and funding. With Nigeria's economic blockade and military onslaught, the Biafran government had to devise innovative ways to generate revenue and acquire essential supplies. This section explores their efforts to sustain the economy and finance the struggle for independence. Resource acquisition. The government sought to control and export valuable resources like oil, gold, and agricultural products to fund its military and humanitarian efforts. Trade and financing. Biafran leaders established covert trade networks and financial arrangements with sympathetic foreign partners to generate much-needed revenue. Humanitarian aid. The government also sought international aid and relief supplies to address the dire humanitarian crisis facing the Biafran people. Grassroots mobilization. Building a movement. Beyond the actions of the government in exile, the Biafran struggle depended on widespread civilian support and participation. This section examines the Biafran people's grassroots efforts to resist Nigerian occupation and maintain the momentum for independence. 1. Civil disobedience. Many Biafrans, including women and youth, joined volunteer militia units to supplement the Biafran military's efforts against the Nigerian forces. Biafran communities came together to support each other, providing food, shelter, and other essential resources during the conflict. The Biafran government and civilians used various means, including media and cultural events, to maintain high morale and solidify national identity. Efforts for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The ongoing legal battle for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a prominent Biafran leader, has become a crucial component of the Biafran struggle. This section explores the legal strategies and international pressure being applied to secure Kanu's freedom and further the Biafran cause. Challenging unlawful detention. Biafran legal teams have filed numerous court petitions and appeals to challenge the legality of Kanu's incarceration and demand his unconditional release. Bringing international attention. The Biafran government in exile has engaged with international human rights organizations and diplomatic channels to shine a global spotlight on Kanu's case. The ultimate goal is to not only secure Kanu's release, but also to hold the Nigerian government accountable for human rights abuses and violations of Biafran self-determination. Arms struggle. Activities of the Biafra Liberation Army. Despite the overwhelming military might of the Nigerian forces, the Biafran Liberation Army, BLA, engaged in a determined armed resistance to defend the Biafran homeland. This section examines the BLA's tactics, capabilities, and the sacrifices of its soldiers. 1. Guerrilla warfare. The BLA employed hit-and-run strategies, ambushes, and asymmetric tactics to counter the superior firepower and numbers of the Nigerian military. 2. Weapons acquisition. The Biafran government in exile sought to acquire arms and military equipment from sympathetic international sources to equip the BLA. 3. Resolute determination. BLA soldiers displayed incredible bravery and resilience in the face of overwhelming odds, driven by their unwavering commitment to the Biafran cause. Partnerships and alliances, strengthening the cause. The Biafran government in exile recognized the importance of building strategic partnerships and alliances to bolster their struggle for independence.